Now let's talk about contempt, the second horse of the group of the apocalypse, as it's referred to. Now, contempt shows up in statements that come from a position of moral superiority. It's where we dig our heels in and become positional when we're arguing. So, some examples of contempt include sarcasm, cynicism, name calling, eye rolling, sneering, mockery, and hostile humour. And sometimes, straight up, us Aussies, typically stereotype, yes, I know, are pretty good at masking what we really mean with some of that hostile humour. So we need to be aware of that. Now, contempt is destructive and defeating. It is the greatest predictor of divorce and it must be avoided at all costs. The antidote to contempt is to build a beautiful culture within the relationship of appreciation and respect. And how we fix this contempt is to build on these, higher vibrational feelings of appreciation and respect in the relationship. And a few ways to do that is we can have like moments of small gratitudes. So often it is the small things that get appreciated and noticed often that make the big difference. So if you're regularly expressing gratitude, appreciation, admiration, affection, and respect for your partner, you'll absolutely create a positive perspective and that air of just good vibes within the relationship. So the relationship then acts as a buffer for any negative feelings because there's way more positive there. And you will feel more and more connected, and then there's less likely to have room for contempt or that you'll feel the need to express contempt. Because as I've said before, that where the negative is there, where what's wrong is there in the relationship, then what's right is also there and available. Now, some couples often go to bed at night and have like a little bit of a moment of gratitude in bed together and list, just a couple of things of what they're grateful for from that partner. And it's also a really good task to do is to be grateful for what's coming, for what's happening in the relationship, because then you can attract more of that in. Now, one way as well to stop having contempt is when a negative feeling comes into the relationship, and this can be used on any sort of circumstance whenever there's a negative thought, you simply go switch and go to the exact opposite emotion, the positive emotion. So if you are feeling contempt about something, if those feelings are there, then just go switch. Oh my God, how can I be grateful? What is the good in this partner? And I would guarantee if you did that for the next 28 days, you will see a remarkable shift because your brain then it will create new neural pathways to the feel-good feelings of the gratitude and the appreciation within the relationship. So give that a shot. What else can I tell you about this one? So another way that we can explain this is what we call the discovery of the 5-to-1 magic ratio of positive to negative interactions. And I do believe I've mentioned that before in this. And we must have these for the relationship to succeed. So if you have 5 or more positive interactions for every negative interaction, then you'll be making regular deposits into your emotional love tank. And it'll keep compounding and compounding, which encourages the relationship to thrive and grow and get better and better. Because the positive will definitely outweigh the negative. So, contempt can be something like this, and these simple things often are where it starts. And that could be, oh, you forgot to load the dishwasher again. Oh, you're so lazy. Roll your eyes. It's that non-verbal communication that says, 1,000 times more sometimes. Whereas you could potentially frame it as saying, well, I understand that you've been really busy lately, but could you please remember to load the dishwasher when I work late? because I'd really appreciate that, as it frees up time for me when I get home from work to spend time with you. So I'm pretty sure you can feel how that would feel different, a totally different conversation. Again, we're just taking the emotional charge out of it. Now, the antidote also works so well because it's expressing and understanding right off the bat. This partner shows how they know that the lack of the cleanliness isn't out of laziness or malice at all. And so they do not make a contemptuous statement about their partner or take any position of moral superiority. So indeed, this antidote is a respectful request, and it ends with a statement of appreciation. And we're always asking for those requests, and we're framing them in the way we want things to be. So it can be simple as when we say to our kids, don't touch the light, don't spill the milk. Well, what do they go and do? They touch the light and often spill the milk, because the brain has to think about what not to do before it can not do it. And while that's the same for kids, it's the same for us adults as well, because if I also said to you, don't think about a purple cow, what did you do? You had to think about the purple cow before you could not think about the purple cow. So this is why we have to watch our language and always say things how we want them to be. And if we're always focusing on the negative things of, well, we don't want to be this, we don't want to do this behavior again, well, you're pretty much going to do it because your focus is on what you don't want. So I hope that explains some information around contempt and how you can use those antidotes to cure any contempt that may be there. And if not, well, you're armed with tools on how to fix that in the future. I will be back with the next horseman, and the next horseman is defensiveness.